sure.
Let's jump to
My
My
hero.
Hero 292. We're seeing best Jeanist again, man. I loved the big intro and the big reveal last chapter. We're getting to see more of it here.
Reintroduction of his power.
Yeah. Oh, dude. No, I love this. It's not even like a reintroduction. It's you get to see like the true capability of his power if it's set up correctly, right? Because you know, to be honest, sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
just a quick. I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you realize that the next, I guess two, the spread page with 2 and 3, you know, the panels that cut it off are his thread, right?
Yeah, dude, it was great. Oh yeah, you can see like the stuff. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. The thing for me, I guess, is when I originally saw Best Jeanist as a hero, and this guy was like a top 10 hero. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Like, this is kind of lame. Like, this
Yeah.
guy controls thread, like GTFO. But no, in all seriousness, now when this goes to show that this guy's actually a beast, given the right circumstances, and if he's kind of got the time to plan and do things right, because no one could tie up Maki, and he just comes in, and it's a super cliche line. We shall weave a thread of hope. So cliche. The guy controls threads, but I loved it, man. It took this hero that maybe had a useful quirk but not a great quirk, and just it dialed it up, made it super helpful, showed how good he could actually be, and I loved it. It just reinvigorated a hero that I kind of thought nothing of, to be honest with you, and I loved seeing him with such power, with such an impact on the moment. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was great, man. Coming from like out of nowhere, man. Like final play of the game. It's so good. And like I said, I'm a real big fan of like the reintroduction. Where like, when I'm being by reintroduction, they literally like reintroduce him again. Like best genius quirk, fiber master, and then like they explain it. I'm like, wow, that's such a like cool little detail. And obviously, of course, with the thread of the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I do agree with the thread of like it's cheesy, but like all Might's the same way, and I feel like obviously a lot of people
It's true. Cheesiness is definitely an inherent part of this world. Like, you got a hydro hero named Washy Wash who puts out fires. It's like, really? Like, really? Your name's Washy Wash? But okay.
hey, that guy's like super strong, man. But moving on from moving on through the chapter, man. This, I mean, this whole chapter just gets like I don't know what he did. Like it's just insane, man. Going from like he's trying to like contain him and stuff like that, and then Spinner, if that's his name, right?
Yep. That Spinner.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Stain lookalike guy. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to wake him up, still, and it's kind of, I do, man, his abilities are kind of like, but I just like him as a character because of his drive.
I get you. To be honest, I also kind of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle reference that this guy clearly evokes, right? Sure. Ninja Turtle looking guy with a bandana. I mean, Spinner, Splinter, Ninja Turtle Master. So yeah, sorry, as we were talking about, Nezure just absolutely getting obliterated by Dabi's flames.
Yeah, Latoya, yes, yeah.
I kind of like this fire versus fire thing that's going on.
Yeah, you got your wish that there's gonna be something.
It's so short lived, though. I don't know if it's gonna happen later. The reason why, we'll till to discuss the reveal at the end of the chapter. To be honest, I'm actually amazed how every single one of the like plot threads kind of all got interconnected in this one chapter. It was just crazy because Best Jeanist comes in. He's here to save the day. You've got this Dabi conflict getting resolved, but then
you're trying to like gain consciousness because
exactly like Spinner's trying to wake him up to take back the flow of the fight. You've still got the I guess the Hero Society and its future hangs in the balance, right? We see that on page 7 where, Best Jeanist is having that inner monologue, and he's like, if the number one hero loses here, this country's done for. So, they're trying to maintain the societal order and all that type of stuff. And, it's just, oh man, it's just crazy to think of how much is going down. Mentioning the Makia thing, what I loved about this chapter is I think we get to see a true acknowledgement of Makia acknowledging Shigaraki because, you know,
Master. Yeah.
exactly, right? He's like, I need you to destroy. And he's like, yeah. And he goes like off, right? You know, you thought he was done for, and then boom, that's like nowhere close to the case. And then from there, we go on to, we haven't seen this in a while, so it's good to get a bit of an update. We go to the Super Nomus, I guess, or the
High-end, the other high-end
high
Nomus.
end Nomus. Thank you. That's the technical term.
I think they're. I think they have other names, but I can't. But we're gonna
No,
call them.
no, I think high end is right. I think high end Nomu is correct. That's like, or yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, but we see them face against the Endeavors. I guess not the company, but like because we see the other fire heroes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. And yeah, it's. I mean, because those guys are tough enough, right, to even face against one. So
Oh yeah, it's not an easy situation, and we saw. I can't think of her name, but the bunny hero was taking on so many of them at the same time, right? Like you couldn't even really keep up with that kind of situation. In all honesty,
and it's kind of
because
crazy because I think the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I
no,
was
I
gonna.
was just going to say there's so much going on. So sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. While they were fighting them, the high end Nomus noticed like, wait a minute, I think Shigaraki needs our help. So I think they also heard it.
That
That's why.
that would yeah.
That's why they ran away. And then you see this girl, which I forgot her hero name, who's part of the Endeavor's hero agency, with her fire ability.
Yeah,
Uh,
what's exactly going on right here? I guess I'm a little confused by. So
you mean?
we've got this snake-like Nomu coming out on page 11,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
she like flinches, and then is that it's supposed to be like it actually bites her, it gets hit? I'm
no,
kind of
no, no, no. Okay, so this is what happens. Basically, there's a whole bunch of like fights going on. There's multiple Nomus. So four of them broke off to Shigaraki. That's what she says, which we see. And then as she looks like she was about to go attack the snake-like one. You see a zoom in on her face. You see the snake one, and then you see somebody hit this.
uh,
this you know,
okay, I got you. I got you. I didn't get that in my first.
Because I'm not gonna lie, when I feel like who did that, and I'm gonna be real with you. I'm like, like as stupid as it sounds, like is that All Might? Like, is he fucking back?
Right,
Like,
like did he come in with like some last second power again. I got you.
like, but I was like, no, it's not. Like, but I was honestly like, who could it be? But yeah, that's what happened. Where like someone seems to punch the snake-like Nomu.
Okay.
Now,
Interesting.
yeah,
Good catch. Because I
yeah.
I didn't kind of get that from the panel, in all honesty. So I
No,
like that clarification.
but going back, like continuing on to the chapter where like Best Jeanist trying to hold him down, and then you see like the short, this like fire burst of like Toya and Dabi facing. I mean Toya and oh my god, I'm like freezing on his name.
Shoto and Dabi.
Yeah, you know, like you said, facing each other. What do you think about this exchange?
Oh, man, it's I think his father, right? I think the fact that he goes to Deku and he goes to Bakugo and he says, "Hey, do you guys want to come train with me at my father's agency? This is going to be like the best chance we can have to work under the number one hero." He's begrudgingly getting over the issues that he has with his father. It's not a it's not a cut and dry thing where he's clearly over it. There's still clearly some animosity, but I like the contrast here between the two brothers. And again, Dabi slash Toya being the representation of what Shoto could have become had he not maybe it's because he didn't have a Deku, right? Deku was the first push into Shoto coming to grips with his identity and embracing both sides of his power and all these different types of things. So it goes to show that you need these type of people in your life, and I loved it. And it's kind of funny too because it ends with like, "Are you freaking insane?" And he's just like, "Sure am, Shoto." And he's like, "I'm not so into feelings anymore," which I thought was just like, oh man, it was. It's crazy, bro. There's so much
Like,
going on in these arcs and with these character developments. It's fantastic.
like these like chapters that have been happening. This whole arc has just been, especially like after Shigaraki like came out of the capsule. It's just been insane. Like it's just been nonstop and like relations and everything. It's just I wish I had more words, but I do like what I really enjoy is them clashing and like two fires coming at each other, and I'm pretty sure it hurts, but like we know that he could take it, Shoto, because he has his ice could cool him down.
Exactly.
But so it's pretty crazy. But man, this while moving on to the next few panels, you can see Best Jeanist is about to get like attacked by those 4 Nomus that like branched off.
Yeah, he's about to get bodied, and it's funny that you mentioned it gets a little, I guess, shoved to the side, but Deku pops up in a number of panels in the kind of the early part of the chapter, then a little bit more at the mid, right, and we see him constantly trying to do what All Might has all, where he's got to push himself. He's trying to be, he wants to be the number 1 hero. That's the goal, and despite the fact that he's probably shattered basically every single fucking bone. Pardon my fucking. He shattered basically every single bone in his body, and his instinct to be a hero, to try and help, to save people, to do something more is even it's greater than his own care for his body, because he's even on the fly trying to think of ways that he can come up with a solution. He's like, okay, if I float and I use Black Whip, it doesn't matter if my bones are broken. I'll still be fine. And it's just crazy, man. I think it's almost impossible to hate Deku as a character, because
his drive is just insane. Like, even like this panel, like him yelling, you could like feel like, obviously you could hear the voice in the head. Like, you could feel like, yo, he's like, if nobody could save yet, like he'll feel like the same old Deku, which we've seen like as readers and like watchers of the anime. Like, we've seen him grow, but he doesn't feel that way. I guess occasionally, right? Or at least in this moment for sure. Where like he's like, I still haven't done what I'm supposed to do, which is obviously be the number 1 hero. But like, if I fail here, then I failed as a hero.
Yeah, and I love it, man. It's impossible not to admire like even characters like this, right? That's why you get inspired by stuff with this. That's why Marvel with Stan Lee and his passing in the recent years, and like even the new Spider-Man Miles Morales game, there's always this idea and this thing, be greater, be more than what you are. You don't have to like go out there and put on a mask and do all of these things. It's just like having a drive like that and feeling the need to help people. It's supposed to be like that motivating factor. And again, I just think that's why it's impossible to kind of hate Deku, because how can you hate a person who has this type of drive and puts so many others above himself that he literally just wants to save people. You go back to the overhaul arc. He just wanted to save this little girl, and he sacrificed like everything to do that. And it's the same situation here. People are on the line, the hero society is on the line, and this guy's like, broken bones, pfft, whatever. Again, float, Black Whip, what do I got to do? How can I make this work? But thankfully,
someone definitely comes in for the save.
I was gonna say, thankfully, somebody is there to save the day. And oh man, bro, I kind of got chills from this reveal, to be honest with you.
When I saw it, I was like, "Is he like pop power?" And I was like, "Yo!" Like, oh my! I was not expecting.
I wasn't either, man.
It was so like, oh my god! It was like satisfying and relief and just like, yes,
man, it was so good. What I love too is that first panel which I guess we actually haven't even said it yet. So Lemillion is back. Lemillion has his quirk, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, how is that going on? Like, oh my god! And he's got and then it's that first scene where you first see him. Remember where he like sticks his head through the pillar or whatever? It's recapturing that moment again, but at literally the most clutch instance possible. We're sitting there, we're like, yo, it's over. Like, who's gonna save him? Deku can't. Like, even though Deku wants to, we're like, Deku can't. And then boom, and like you even see Deku, right? He's like, no freaking way. Like, no freaking way he's here right now. It was so satisfying. It was unbelievable, man. The emotions captured in 3 panels is unbelievable.
I agree. It's just like him yelling out Lemillion, just it was just insane. I was just so happy to see him back. Obviously he got his power back, right? And like he could just, I don't want to say he beat down, but like he looks like he defeats these. And
he smacks them, right? Yeah, he comes in hard. Sure.
Yeah, just to save Best Jeanist. So like, from the previous chapter where like Best Jeanist like to the rescue. Goddamn, Lemillion to the rescue. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, and I was talking with Kai about this as I was, I guess, kind of mentally preparing a little bit to do the review, is when we had the whole Yakuza over and all that stuff, I was actually kind of blown away by the author's decision to A, kill off Night Eye, and B, strip Lemillion of his power, because you took All Might's sidekick, and then you took the original, or the supposed original inheritor of One for All, and you basically obliterated both of them in a single arc presented in each of the heroes' lives. And I'm, to be honest, by Togashi, is that
getting his powers back
his
and like to rescue Deku. You know what I mean? So
well, it's actually, you know what's kind of funny? This mirrors the scene with Overhaul.
yep.
Because Deku came in to save him and Eri, and now he's come back to save Deku. So I love that. It's a full circle exchange. That's fantastic. Where, you know, Night Eye saved All Might on a couple of occasions. Now you've got Lemillion, the protege of Night Eye, the initial inheritor of One for All. He's coming back around to, you know, do his part and save the day, just in the way he's always wanted to. Right?
And it's crazy because, like, you know, the chapter itself, the thread of hope, like, it definitely a hope that like came out of nowhere. You know?
Oh, well, and it's kind of funny, right? Because you thought those threads were gonna break, and then here's this guy coming in. He's like, I don't think so. It's not gonna happen right now.
No, for sure. But and I guess final thoughts of what do you think is gonna happen in the next chapter?
Oh, no idea, man. Because I'm gonna be honest with you,
I wasn't expecting this. That's for sure.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, we just had Best Jeanist come in last chapter, and I'm like, okay, this is going now, and then, you know, everything's falling for the heroes, and you're like, crap, like who's left to save the day? There's nobody, and then boom, you know, out of freaking left field comes Lemillion. So I don't know, man. I'm not even, to be honest, I ain't even gonna bother guessing. All I'm gonna say is Lemillion's obviously gonna play a pivotal role in that chapter. We'll maybe get a little bit of exposition on how he was able to get back. I mean, obviously it's Eri related, but did they find a cure to Aries, like the drug created by her blood? Like, who knows? Like, I don't even know. Not all of that's going to get addressed next chapter, obviously. But
maybe she restored his power because doesn't she has the ability to restore?
So, but I'm wondering, did she do it herself, or were they able to figure out a cure based off of like other blood samples or other bullets that they found or something like that? Who knows? How about you? Any thoughts? Because I got none.
I mean, like, other than that, like, maybe that's how he got his powers back, or maybe he's on a time limit where he can only do it for, like,
maybe
that'd be pretty like significant because like he's back, but he's like but I don't think we're gonna see that right now. Next chapter, I don't know. Like Shigaraki's still there. They're still trying to hold him down. Yeah. I mean, Deku and Bakugo are like still down for the count, bro. They're not. They can't do anything more.
No, I agree. They've played all their hands.
Their bodies are done. Like I don't know what else can be. But
the only hot take I guess I'll say is that the villains have to get away because we know this isn't the end of the series. So my hot take will be something else is going to happen. The villains are still going to get away. I just don't know how or in what shape or form. It's going to happen. I just don't know how.
No, I think so too. But I guess we'll see, man. And to finish with that, I mean, I think it's pretty much it, right?
I think so, man. Yeah, I that's all the series we want to cover for this.